What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning into another video. Hope you're all doing well. The other day, we were sitting there on stream, and I went to go play some iRacing, and unfortunately, I didn't know servers were down for maintenance. So, to kill some time, I decided that, I've seen so many people doing these different tier lists for all kinds of different stuff, like fast food and, cars and things like that. So I was like, you know what? Why not do an F1 track tier list?
So here we are.
This one's going to be a long one, so sit back, relax. I provide a lot of input. If you're not familiar with F1 tracks, well, there's a lot of them. So this is a long video. Watch it from beginning to end. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. And let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong. And give your input. I'm actually very curious to see what everybody else thinks. Also, let me know whether or not you want to see more stuff like this, more tier lists, maybe stuff that isn't as long as this, but anything along those lines. Let me know. I'm very interested in potentially doing stuff along this nature. The stream seemed to enjoy it. They seem to have a good time with it. So, YouTube, let me know what you think. And of course, if you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Just hit the freaking sub button, man. It's right there. It's right there. Or there. There? I don't know, it's somewhere there. Just hit it.
Appreciate it.
And as always, stay safe out there. Be kind to one another. Love one another. And until next time, it is what it is. Peace out. We're going to do an F1 track tier list. All right. So we'll start with Abu Dhabi. All right, next one. I hate Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is one of those tracks to where it has that same like modern design that every new track has. You know what I mean? It's where like it's a shit ton of long straights with like these quick corners to kind of try to split it up. I don't know, man. I think it's poorly designed. I am not a fan, personally. Yeah, I hate it. I don't think it makes for good racing at all. I don't know. Sector 1, I agree. No. Yeah, so Sector 1, I think Sector 1's fun. Especially just kind of going through the curves, and then you have that the slow but kind of quick, left to right into the hairpin. I do like Sector 1 is, it's an interesting concept, but like everything after that, forget about it, man. Like it's just, and again, I think for a racing standpoint, I don't think it creates for good racing. I don't know. It's my thought. All right. Australia. Melbourne is one of those circuits I do thoroughly enjoy driving on in the game. No, honestly, I enjoy watching. Maybe I enjoy watching it because it's the first race of the season, so I don't care what happens. I'm just excited. Damn. That's a tough one. I'm gonna put it good. That's where I'm gonna put it. I think there's a possibility, right, that I may be, a little wrong on that one. For the simple fact that, again, I'm putting it good because it's the first race of the season, right? So you might see some teams overperform. You're ready for F1. You haven't had F1 in months. Like you're ready to go. This year is going to change that, obviously, with Bahrain being the opener. I think this year will prove whether or not Melbourne is actually an exciting track to watch, since it's happening so much later in the season. I'm excited. But I'm gonna put it good. That's where I'm putting it. All right, Austria. You know what? I'm putting it amazing. Throwing it out there. I love the rhythm. It's quick. It's a super quick track. Um, we've seen a lot of really good racing happening throughout the years. Last year, obviously, was incredible for that first race of the season. You were just excited to see F1, and then you see a lot of cars have issues going into it, and kind of just chaos as a whole. But then, like seeing like Lando Norris, for example, have a ton of success. Um, getting his first podium in what was just a crazy last lap. And then it was a crazy race. It was such a great start to the season. But yeah, honestly, like Austria over the years, I think has been fun to watch. It's such a quick track, and it's one of those tracks that you typically don't tend to see Mercedes dominate too much, right? Like they still dominate, like there's still no question of that, but not too much. You know what I mean? Like it's a good balance. It's typically like the midfield racing at Austria is usually pretty good. So, yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I personally think it's an amazing track. Love it. I love the rhythm. I love the flow. Like it's a lot of fun. One thing I will say, that third DRS zone, kind of overkill. I think it's kind of overkill. But that's just me. Bahrain. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think man, that's tough. I'm gonna put it good. I'm gonna put it good. I think it's another one of those tracks where, again, a lot of long straights, but the in between areas of the track are well designed in my opinion. And the front straight is super long. Same thing with the back straight coming into the front straight. Like it creates for good overtaking opportunities, but like the cornering themselves, you're still able to pass in the corners. To where other tracks, like let's say for example Abu Dhabi or even USA, you don't really see that. So that's kind of my thought there. But I like it. I think the shorter version that we got to see last year, to where they just went around the outer ring of it, I thought that was awesome. I loved watching that. The track itself was just cool to see too. I mean, the race was incredible. I mean, George Russell's absolutely just heartbreak at the end, and then Sergio Perez getting his first win. And at the time, we didn't even know if he was going to have a seat coming into this year, which was crazy. But so much fun to watch, and yeah, no, thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought that was great. No, I loved it, absolutely loved it. But anywho, so Bahrain, I think it's a good track. I do. I think it's a good track. It's fun to drive at. Straights have a lot of speed, obviously. Kind of goes without saying, but yeah, it's cool. Baku. Shit. It's a tough one. Baku's a tough one, man. Super difficult, especially the castle section. Obviously a decent amount of overtaking opportunities, which is kind of crazy to think for a street circuit, because most street circuits you don't really have that, in my opinion. Anyways, especially if you relate it to Monaco, for example. But Huh. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put it at good. I'm gonna put it at good. I think it's a good track. A lot of speed, high degree of difficulty, especially going through that second sector. I'm gonna put it at a good. We've seen some great racing through the years. Lance Stroll's first podium was there. We saw the incident between Ricardo and Verstappen as they were racing each other. We saw Grosjean just completely lose the car under a safety car, which, I mean, it's happened multiple times throughout the year, so you can't really be too mad at him, I guess, or laugh at him too much, I should say. But it's interesting. But yeah, no, I mean, I think great track. I do. I think for a city circuit, I think it's pretty good. I do. I would actually, if there was a tier in between amazing and good, I'd actually probably put it in there. Not gonna lie. I think it's fun. Has a great degree of difficulty. I think Ericsson hit us. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Ericsson's nowhere even close to him. Oh man, yeah, that's great. That reminds me, I'm super excited for season 3 of Drive to Survive. I'm gonna binge watch the shit out of that. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. I think Ericsson hit us. Yeah. Oh man, that's great. Poor Grosjean. But yeah, no, I enjoy Baku. I think it's actually a fun race to watch. I think we've seen some great moments throughout the years. Like, it really is the mega. But yeah, no, I think we've seen some great moments, and I think yeah, no, I think it's actually a good track. Belgium. I mean, come on. You could put that above amazing, honestly. Like, I think Spa is one of those tracks to where, I mean, come on. Such a historic track, and in some ways kind of infamous when you think about it for how many crashes that have happened where lives were taken, unfortunately. But what a track, right? Like, it is such a well-designed track. It's last year's Spa race, I'll admit, was tough to watch. It was pretty fucking boring, if we're being honest. But it's I mean, damn, man. Like, I love Spa so much. Like, it's a race that I look forward to every year. It's such a well-designed track, which I already said, but man, I mean, you can't put that anywhere else, in my opinion. You can't even say it's good. Like, it's an amazing track. One that I would love to go to. Like, that's something that's on my bucket list. Like, I want to go to Spa at some point in my life. Like, it's an incredible track. And especially, like, I saw a picture. It was like a top-down look of Spa itself, and it was just gorgeous to see, because, like, it's just in the middle of nowhere. They created this track, and yeah, I love it. So, absolutely amazing track. There's no question about it. No question about it. Next one, Brazil. Honestly, I'm gonna put it in the same tier. I think Brazil is very well designed. It definitely has a little bit different of a take on things in comparison to most tracks, right? So, like, a lot of tracks have these really long straights and either fast or mostly fast cornering, I should say. Brazil has, especially going through the second and even third sector, like, has these really interesting corners to where you get on the throttle too quick, you're going wide, and it's always a fun time when F1 comes to Brazil. I always enjoy it personally. Um, even like even with the thought of there being rain, right? Like we see rain at Brazil every time they go to the Brazil Grand Prix. Like we see rain happen quite a bit. Um, and I mean, you go back and you look through time. Obviously, Senna's win was just absolutely incredible. Yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoy Brazil. I really do. Interlagos is it's one of those tracks to where um, it's fun to watch. You see this almost an extra degree of difficulty in comparison to some other tracks, like let's say Australia or Bahrain, for example. Um, and it's just it's well designed, as is just about every historic track, like like Belgium, for example. It's just it's good. It is so good and so fun to watch, and I love it. I love it. The crowd there is always entertaining too. Even when you look back to, oh man, what race was that? Was that 2016? 2015? I don't want to say it was 2016. Whatever year it was, to where there was like 2 or 3 red flags. And like it had to be 2016. Kimi Raikkonen like lost it on the main straight. Like they started going again, and then like Kimi lost it on the main straight, and it's amazing that he didn't get T-boned by anybody because you just couldn't see anything. The track was that wet. The fans were pissed, obviously, because like you were spending 2 hours, almost 3 hours, I think it was, just no racing happening. So, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoy Brazil. I think it's a fun track. I think it's fun to drive on. It's fun to watch. I think it's an amazing tier track. Absolutely, without question. Okay, next one, Silverstone. I'm gonna put it good. I'm gonna put it good. I think. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna put it okay. It's controversial, I know. Obviously, the track has again a great history in F1, especially with F1 being from Britain, and it's. Here's my. I'm gonna do like a nice pros and cons thing here. Pros to Silverstone. Maggotts and Beckett's is so fun to drive through, especially in the F1 games, because then you could really just send it through there, and I love it. We have seen some great racing happening there, especially throughout the years. I mean, again, it's a very historic track, and I mean, Lewis Hamilton has absolutely dominated there. Which some people find that boring. I love seeing stuff like that. I love seeing drivers dominate at a specific track, or just dominate in general. To be honest with you, because then you're really seeing greatness. Like I respect the hell out of Lewis Hamilton and the success that he's had in F1. Even look at other sports too. I mean, like I look at Tom Brady in the NFL. I look at Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, LeBron James in the NBA. Not so much LeBron, but Derek Jeter in baseball. But then even like if we keep it to racing, like Jimmy Johnson, right? Like Jimmy Johnson's probably the most recent in NASCAR history. 7-time NASCAR champion. I think he's won like 80 races or something like that, somewhere around there. I'm probably a little high on that number, but still, I mean, just absolute dominance throughout his tenure. I don't know, man. Like I enjoy seeing stuff like that, because you really get to sit there and see greatness, firsthand, which is I don't know. I think it's cool to see. So that's the pros. Cons. While yes, we've seen some great racing, I think especially during the hybrid era of F1, it's been kind of boring, man. Mercedes tends to dominate, as they do with pretty much every track. And even looking back in years past, man, like, that's kind of what you see. Like, the leaders just kind of stay out front, and that's that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm indifferent on it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it has created for some great racing. But yeah, excuse me. I'm gonna say it's okay. Yeah. On to the next one. Oh God, excuse me. Canada. Man. This is tough for me. I want to put it at amazing. I think realistically I need to put it at good. So here's my thoughts with Canada. Canada I love. It's a phenomenal track in my opinion. I love racing it in the F1 games. Because it's just so well designed and my biggest thing, I love tracks that I can find a rhythm, you know what I mean? Like find a nice flow. And I could do that with Canada. Like Montreal is just it's so easy to find a rhythm. And I love that. It's just once you do find that rhythm, like it's like nothing else. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to describe, but like anybody else who plays racing games and plays them consistently and knows what I mean, like you get it. We've seen some great racing throughout the years at Montreal, which is why I put it at the good tier. But we've also seen some situations to where it's kind of the same guys out in front, and nothing happens throughout the race. I don't know, man. It's tough. I have a missed call. Yeah, it's tough. I want to put it at the amazing tier because I love the rhythm there, but I have to put it good. Because there are times where Canada can get very boring and nothing happens. Which I mean, realistically, that can happen at any track, but yeah, that's where I put it. That's where we're sticking. All right, on to the next one. Oh, China, Shanghai. Damn. Shanghai. You know what? I'm going to put this one at bad. I don't think it's a horrible track. I don't want to put it at okay. Like, if there was a tier in between okay and bad, that's probably where I put it. I think it's one of those tracks to where it can create some excitement, but most of the excitement usually happens within like the first lap or two, and that's it, man. Like everybody spaces out, and it's just I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a track. I don't know. You have the super long straight, which is obviously where, to be honest, where most of the overtaking opportunity is. Yeah, I don't know. We've seen some exciting stuff happen throughout the history of F1 at that track. Bingo. that's the biggest thing. Dirty air is absolutely an issue. Like, it's one of those tracks to where there's just not a lot of passing opportunities, and it's crazy to think, because you would think with all these straights and multiple DRS zones, you would think that you could, but it's just not there because of the dirty air. And hopefully this new car design that we'll see next year, hopefully that'll change that, right? But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't think it's that great of a track. I really don't. It's not super fun to watch. Never really has been. One track that I would like to see in replacement of China, I would like for them to bring back Malaysia. I know that you would get like monsoon rain almost every race, but I don't know, man. Like, I thought you just had this extra element that you had to deal with that created like some just craziness. I don't know. I actually really enjoyed that track, but yeah. I don't know, man. I think hopefully the new car design will help. But one of the biggest things is that, like, you would think with the straights, right? Thank you. But like one of the biggest things is that, like, you would think with all these straights, and especially with that really long back straight, that you would see the opportunity for all these overtakes and things like that, but you really don't. And then, like, the turns, like all these different corners, it's not really an opportunity to pass in them either. Some of them are super narrow, and the way that some of them are designed, especially like turn 1 going into turn 2, it's just that I don't know, man. It's tough to explain, but my point is, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a track. Simple as that. The Dutch Grand Prix, Zandvoort. Now, obviously, we haven't seen F1 come here yet. Our only experience has been with the F1 game. This is another one of those tracks. I'm going to put it okay. It's another one of those tracks to where it's very rhythmic. And if you can find a good rhythm, it's a lot of fun to drive on. But there's not really any overtaking opportunities, it seems like. Because it's another one of those tracks that's like really quick, but a lot of the corners are very narrow. And with the way that some of them are designed, it's unless you get that inside line going into the corner, you're really not going to find that opportunity to pass on the outside. So I'm going to put it okay. Mostly just because of the overtaking opportunities, and that's it. Otherwise, outside of that, like it's fun to drive on. Overall, it's a good feel, in comparison to some other tracks. But I'm excited to see F1 come to it. And hopefully it creates for some good racing. Hopefully what we see in real life can change my opinion on it now. You know, obviously in the game, a little bit different of a feel. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, for now I'm gonna put it at okay. I think it's a decent track. It's fun to drive on, but again, there's just not a lot of passing opportunities. So France, Paul Ricard. You know what? I'm gonna put this one at bad. I am. Obviously, you know, recently was when they decided to come back to France, and we see some decent races. Mostly all from like the midfield in terms of any sort of action that we saw, but like, I don't know, man. In the game, I don't enjoy driving it. It's just, I think it's too long. I think is my issue. It's designed like every current, like, or every new F1 track, where it's just too long. Um, I'm not a fan. I'm really not. I don't think it's a horrible track, but I don't think it's good either, or even okay for that matter. Um, it doesn't have a rhythm. It really doesn't. There's no flow to things. There's everything just kind of, I don't know. Every corner's different, which is cool when you think about it. You know what I mean? But because it really kind of makes you think as you go into each one or into each corner. Um, but like you said, I think from a racing standpoint, I don't think it's very good. But you're right. I think from a testing standpoint, it's definitely good. Because it really keeps you on edge. But really, see, I can't find a groove. I can't find the rhythm. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I'm indifferent. I don't know. It's God, now you got me second guessing myself. Should I put it in okay? No, I'm gonna keep it bad. I don't think it's a good track. I really don't. I really don't. I think there's a couple things they could probably change with it to make it better. Honestly, what they probably could do. So going into T1, there's that. Instead of going left, there's literally a road that goes right and takes you into the long straight. They could probably get rid of that entire first sector, go through there. I think that would actually make it a better track. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. The first sector is just I don't know, man. It just feels sloppy. There's no room for overtaking, in my opinion. Unless you're just a ballsy fucking driver. Yeah. I don't know. I'm indifferent. Next one, Hanoi. Alright, let's get rid of that. On to the next one. No, I mean, Hanoi is just not good. Obviously, we haven't seen F1 come to it yet, and I hope that the day that happens, they can change my mind on that. But there's no room for overtaking. It's so difficult to find a rhythm. It's just nothing but long straights. Like, this is another example of one of those newer style tracks that's just poorly designed. I'm not a fan at all. I hate Hanoi. Hate it. It's difficult, so I'll give it that, but the degree of difficulty doesn't make up for it. So, not a fan. Not a fan at all. I think it's a horribly designed track. No. just no. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not at all. Alright. On to the next one. So, I'm putting this at an amazing, and here's why. I love the rhythm. I love the flow. It definitely has a slight degree of difficulty to it. There's good there's good overtaking opportunities. And I think it's well designed as a track. Obviously, it's been around forever now, but yeah, no, I think it's very well designed. We've seen some great racing happen. A little bit more recently, Max Verstappen going out on on race day to smash into the wall. That's crazy. They were able to fix that car in under like 5 minutes. Nuts. nuts. But yeah, no, I think and then he went on to finish P2. But I think it's a very well designed track. I thoroughly enjoy driving at it. I think Sector 3 is difficult. And not really the greatest like overtaking opportunity until you hit the straight. But I think guys who are talented and determined enough to really send it into a corner. Yeah, no, I think very well designed. I enjoy it. I don't know. I think it's a fun track. And that's that. Monza. I have to put this at amazing too. It's such a simple track. It really is. Like, I mean, you look at it and you can figure that out. It really is such a simple track, but we've seen some great racing, throughout decades of racing at this track, and it's so historic. And the environment, the atmosphere, like everything about it is just it's so good. It's so good. It's so amazing, I should say. I don't know, man. Like I thoroughly enjoy it. Last year's Monza race was one of the greatest F1 races I've ever seen, like ever. Crazy to watch. It's just absolutely just chaotic in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, just absolutely, just I love it. I love it. It's so simplistic, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? It's tough to explain, but it's so good. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's one of those tracks that I look forward to every year. Every year. As a matter of fact, every race that I have put into, that I've put into the amazing tier, I look forward to every one of those races every year, because I know I'm gonna see some good racing at some point. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun to watch. On to the next one. Japan. Suzuka. I might get some shit for this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it okay. I don't like it, to be honest with you. Yes, we've seen some great racing throughout the years, and way back when, at this point, when it was the championship decider, and it was. Here's my issue with it. Driving on it, I can't fucking stand it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. The first sector is extremely difficult because, like, the moment you lose any sort of rhythm, that's it. It's over. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. In previous years, in previous F1 games, coming out of the last turn, there was always this giant fucking bump in the middle of the fucking track when it was on the racing line, and you'd hit it and the back end just kicks out. Like, there's nothing you could do. Oh god, I hate this track. However, I'm gonna keep it at okay and not anything worse, because we have seen some great racing throughout the years, and it can be an exciting event as a whole, but I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan. Not at all. It's just, I don't know. A lot of the turns, there's not a ton of overtaking options. I think it's one of those tracks that they have because it is historic. You know what I mean? It's been around for forever now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, me nose. Okay. Next one. Mexico. Mexican Grand Prix. I'm gonna put this one at bad too. And here's why. I actually really enjoy this track. I do. Like, I actually enjoy driving at it. I think it's fun to drive at. But it's another one of those tracks to where it has that modern design of just really long straights, corners that don't create a lot of overtaking opportunities. I do love driving through the second sector with the curves. The stadium section is also interesting. I would imagine that from an environment standpoint, like an atmosphere standpoint, being there is probably a lot of fun. But I don't know. I don't think we really see the greatest racing that happens there. I think the front straight is way too long. It is so long, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a great. I don't think it's a great track. I really don't. I think it's kind of poorly designed when you think about it. I think if they added on that front straight, like maybe if they added a chicane a little bit sooner, even if they made it like a long chicane, like I'm okay with that. Just I don't know. I just don't think it's excuse me. I don't think it's well designed. I really don't. I really don't. But that's why this is my list. So deal with it. All right. Next one, Monaco. I might get some shit for this. I don't know. I'm gonna put it at okay, which kind of hurts to put it at okay. To be honest with you. True, you're absolutely right. But I'm gonna put it at okay, and here is why. I love Monaco. I really do. Like, I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's one of those tracks I look forward to every single year. And that's because of the aura behind it. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about historic, like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, the atmosphere, it's a lot of drivers' favorite track. It's a lot of drivers' favorite tracks to drive at. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoy Monaco, and I look forward to it every year. However, I have to put it at okay because from a racing standpoint, it's fucking boring. Like, let's just be honest, right? Like, very little overtaking happens because there's no room for it ever at all. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, the guy who starts, first, second, third, ends up winning. I don't know. I think it hurts for me to put it at okay, because I would absolutely put it at amazing, but it is boring to watch from a racing standpoint. If you were watching the Monaco Grand Prix for the very first time without following F1, you'd watch it and go, man, this is boring. And I get it. I do. I get it. As an F1 fan, though, I absolutely fucking adore it, and I never wanted to see it leave. Like, not seeing Monaco last year, it just felt weird. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it hurts. It hurts putting it in. Okay, I love it. It's another one of those tracks where like when you find a rhythm, it just feels so good because of the fact that it is such a difficult track, and I don't know, man. I love it. I thoroughly enjoy it. Excuse me. I think it's a hell of a time. Love it. Russia. This actually kind of hurts. I'm gonna put it at bad, but I don't want to. I love in the F1 game. I love racing at Russia. Like I think it's another one of those tracks that's very rhythmic and it's just fun to drive at. And it sucks because like I love driving at it. It's actually it probably is my favorite track to drive at when I really sit down and think about it. But from a real life standpoint, it's a boring race to watch, man. Like not a lot happens. It's just boring, and it has been literally ever since they first started going there. That's just been the case. You know, you might get a couple good moments here and there, but overall, nothing happens. So, which sucks because again, I love driving at it. I think it's fun to drive at in the game, and I don't know. It sucks because again, I think yeah, you know, I think it's pretty okay, but I'm gonna have to put it at bad. I think it just makes sense. In real life, it is a boring race to watch, 100%. Singapore. This is a tough one. There's been some good moments throughout the years. Another street circuit that is super difficult. Obviously, just from just a physical standpoint. I mean, it is very hot when they go there. It's another night race, which is fun to see. Which we really don't see that too much in the F1 calendar. Honestly, I think you can get rid of it. I do. I think you could absolutely swap that out for a better track. Maybe in Malaysia. Maybe, bring in another, U.S. Grand Prix that might be exciting. I loved when F1 came to Indy. I actually enjoyed the layout of that track. I thought it was well designed. Yeah, I think you can get rid of it. I really do. I'm gonna say it. I think it's super difficult, which is cool to see. Honestly, to see these guys perform at the level they do, because again, I mean, it's such a difficult track. Like Lord knows I couldn't fucking do it, but I don't think we ever really see that great of racing ever. It's just another one of those circuits where it's like, yeah, it's difficult, so here it is. I don't know. I think we can get rid of it. I really do. But Spain. Good old Barcelona. I'm gonna put this at okay. And here is why. Barcelona is one of those tracks where we've seen some good racing. The very last sector blows, and I hate it. Mostly because of the last set of corners. But the other thing I don't like, right in the middle of the track, there's that, you come around the hairpin. Is it a hairpin? No, it's not a hairpin. Okay, so you're going down the main straight. You go into the long chicane to the right, around the, it's a high speed right-hander. and then you come into another right-hander, you get into the gas, and then you have that left-hander that's relatively slow. Right after that, it's a quick, like it's small left-hander. It's so easy to lose the car there, and I fucking hate it because I lose it there all the fucking time. Can't stand it. In real life, though, it's not bad to watch. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind when they go there, and obviously they do testing there. So like I don't mind it. I don't know. I'm indifferent on the track. I don't think it's that great of a track. I think it could be designed maybe a little bit better, but it's not awful by any means. I don't know. I don't get excited when they go to Barcelona. I'm just like, yeah. I don't know. I'm indifferent. That's definitely the best word there to use. And last, I'd say but not least, but definitely least, USA, Circuit of the Americas. You can get rid of it, man. It's one of those tracks that it's another one of those newer tracks that's just poorly designed, in my opinion. Super long straights, which is where all the overtaking opportunity is. However, with dirty air being a factor, you really don't. You just don't really see it. And I think same issue I've had with some of these other tracks, like the cornering. There's not a lot of opportunity for you to pass in a lot of these corners, and it's just, I don't know. The first sector's fun to drive through just because of the quick curves, but I don't know. I just, you can get rid of it. You can get rid of it. I think I'd rather see F1 come to Watkins Glen, personally. I think that'd be a better track to go to than Circuit of the Americas. It's just I don't think it's designed well. I really don't. I'm excited to see the new like Miami track. However, my understanding, based off what I've seen, looking at it, it's going to be the same fucking layout as this, pretty much. Long straights, shitty cornering. Like, it's just poorly designed. I don't know. So. Excuse me. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But you can get rid of it. That's my thought. Personally. But that's my list. That's it. If you don't like it, deal with it. That's what I'm going with.